start right, as we've spoken about, to really take that race by the scruff of the neck. But I'm confident, particularly from this draw, he can go forward here. I think he can run as quick as what Unreal Speed did earlier on. If he is to be still beaten by Valpolicella, then so be it. She's a freak and she deserves to win. But this is going to be a great contest. And Kat, you're on track with Tony Zammit, who's got Valpolicella by his side.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, on track with Tony Zammit with Valpolicella, or Pina as she's known at home. I just asked Tony what a kennel name is, so we can add that one to the collection, boys. Pina is Valpolicella's kennel name. And Tony, she's very keen to get to the boxes tonight, isn't she?
Oh, she is, yeah. Like she's been here before and won here, so she certainly remembered the place. She's very excited tonight, so hopefully it rubs off in the race.
You were saying she's normally quite relaxed, but to see her fired up, are you encouraged by that?
Well, she gets fired up at every race meeting that she's been to. She gets fired up in the kennels. But surprisingly, when she raced at the Gardens, she was very relaxed at the Gardens. And it could be why she jumped so well in that final. She was very relaxed that night. But every time she's been in a race, she doesn't bark or anything, but she just gets excited and drools a bit. But she still performs well. That's one good thing about her.
Now, talking of that run at the Gardens, of course, she was brilliant there, and we often see after they have a track record performance, they can be a little bit flat, but she was still ultra impressive at Albion Park last week.
Yeah, she was, because she hasn't really been a real good beginner at Albion Park, but she did get up sort of in a handy spot early, but it was a very wet track that night, and she stays a little bit wide there, and she was in the heavy going, so it was a good run to finish strong like she did.
And to come back on the road so soon after, you must be really happy with how she's pulling up naturally then.
Oh, look, touch wood, she's been a very sound dog, and she's raced well on all the tracks she's been to. So that's why I thought we'll bring her back to Sandown for this race. And then we've got a winter carnival up in Queensland following Sandown, so we'll have her back up there racing for a while then.
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise to see her ping out, because she has done that here at Sandown Park in Heat of the Bold Trees last year as well.
That's right, yeah. She began well off the 6 box that night, so I'm hoping she might begin well off the 4 tonight.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks. Best of luck to everybody in the race.
That was a comprehensive chat with Tony Zammit with Valpolicella, boys, and it sounds like he couldn't be happier with her going into this race.
Indeed, Kat, she's a gun, no two ways about that. And Gretchen, she's the focus of the Tab QR special this week.
Yep, she is. She's one of the richest greyhounds going around at the moment. She won $944,000 in prize money. Valpolicella, box 4. She's $1.90 out to $2.15. But if you scan that QR code, she's $4. So Valpolicella is your $2.15 favourite at the moment. Zipping Neutron being well supported as well. He's my on-top selection there in box 6. He was the track record holder for a good 20 minutes at the Gardens the other week before Valpolicella broke that. I know you're pretty keen on one here too, Patch.
I'm all about Raiders Guide, and there's not a lot between him and Valpolicella, as we know, because they went around in that heat of the 7:15. There was stuff all time separating them from what they put on the board. So I feel for Raiders Guide, this is a better draw for him, clearly, to what he faced in that final of the 7:15. And I've got no doubt if he was to step well, can go as fast as what we saw Unreal Speed did in the opening heat. And if that means that Valpolicella is still to beat him, so be it. She's a freak and deserves to win.
Yeah, most definitely, mate. She's a class animal. And then you got Raiders Guide there too, Zipping Neutron. This is going to be one hell of a race. So I hope we see Valpolicella and Raiders Guide go head-to-head at some point.
Ripping contest, top two through to next Friday's final. Heat 2 of the Sandown Cup. Here's Dan.
Will come from this race. The green light is turned on and the lure rolls. Favourite wears blue. They're set. And they're away, and beginning well was Raiders Guide on the inside, is going to lead early. Out deep, Cindy's Charm. Valpolicella's back to second and third, last around the first corner. Raiders Guide the leader from Osprey Athena. On the outside, Cindy's Charm. Next was Magic Dark Star. Irish Millie. Valpolicella is third last, gives the leader 8, and then came Ernie the Brute. And last of all was Zipping Neutron. Down the back, Raiders Guide out by 4 on Osprey Athena. Third was Irish Irish Millie. Running on now was Val Policella. Around the turn, Raiders Guide the leader. Osprey Athena. Val Policella charges along the rail, and Irish Millie out wide. Val Policella! Val Policella up the rail has scored. What a win! Seconds a photo. Irish Millie and Osprey Athena, they got to Raiders Guide. Next in was Cindy's Charm from Ernie the Brute and Zipping Neutron. Oh, she's a wonder. 41 and 98 the gallop. Number 4, Val Policella.
That was Val Policella. Tony Zammit, she was in trouble early, and even going past us at 700 boxes the second time, she was still at the back half of the pack, and you didn't even know that she'd won that.
Oh, I was surprised. I was thinking she was too far back, and I looked to see where the who was leading, and then I looked back and I'm thinking, now where is she? And then all of a sudden she was zooming up along the rail. I didn't know straight away. I thought it was a 6 for a minute. But no, what a performance. She's done that before. Like so many times she's worked her way from nowhere and finished strong, and that's what's good about her. She seems to now know how to work her way through a field. It's been a great blessing for her as a stayer.
And I think that's what makes her so exciting, is you just don't know what you're going to get from her. Is she going to lead? Is she going to come from behind? And to have a dog that can do it both ways, it just makes it even more exciting as a participant to watch it as well.
Oh, as a participant, a lot of people made the comment to me, they love watching her race because of the way she performed. A bit like Palawa King, you know, getting back and coming home. And the good thing about her, when she won at the Gardens, she actually showed that she can do it at both ends, because when she led that night, I was thinking, now, is she still going to have it at the end? And she was able to perform well and break the track record. So, no, it's a great blessing to have a dog like her.
It's been a masterstroke just giving her that freshen up too.
Look, it was, you know, and as we said before the series started at the Gardens, I was really pleased now. I gave her that little 6-week break because of these races that were coming up. And, you know, everything going all right. We've got the Winter Carnival in Brisbane. There'll be a lot of the stayers here tonight will probably come up for that race, and a lot of the sprinters will come up. So being on her home turf, that's going to be good for her as well.
And how exciting to Quinella it with Steve White. You said that you're staying with him at the moment, and now you've both got one through to the Sandown Cup final.
Oh, I'm real pleased for Steve because, you know, Steve was very sort of concerned about being on the inside because he reckons the dog likes to use a bit of the track. So his performance was really, really good as well. And, yeah, both having one in the final will be great next week.
Well, how exciting. She's the pin-up girl of staying racing here in Australia at the moment, and hopefully she can do it again next week in the final.
Oh, yeah, look, I was so looking forward to seeing Palawa King in the series as well, and he ended up going in a race at Dubbo, but yeah, he's certainly a pin-up dog as well, and like you say, she's become a pin-up stayer, and you know, I'm really happy for everybody that's involved with him, Sandro and his family, and you know, she started favourite so many times, and she's done the punters a bit of a favour in the way she gives them heart attack early, but she certainly gives the punters a run for their money.
We'll go and soak it up and enjoy the win.
Great, thanks for that. No worries.
That was Tony Zammit, boys, and Pina. Val Policella too good in the second heat of the Sandown Cup.
Unbelievable. And it would have been Christmas for Tony Zammit when Palawa King made his way through to that final of the Brother Fox this Saturday at Dubbo. But she has put in a Palawa King-like performance, Gretchen. We'll get to her shortly. But firstly, Raiders Guide led a long way. I thought he was just going to win the race. He's been disappointing because he's gone far below par than what he set in that heat of the 7:15.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, and I think we heard Gary Fay the other week, and I mentioned this in the morning line this morning. I'm pretty sure the greyhound's going back and forth from Tasmania. It doesn't, when it's in New South Wales, it doesn't stay with anyone in New South Wales. When it comes to Victoria, it doesn't stay with anyone. The dog goes back and forth, and maybe it's taken the edge off a touch, that travelling back and forth to New South Wales and out of Victoria. I'm not 100% sure. Had his chance out in front. On face value, is a little bit disappointing, but geez, Val Policella and the QR code. The QR code. We've had Tim Zoo was a QR coded in the Golden Easter Egg Heats, which won. McKenna was the semi-final and the final of the egg, which she won, obviously. Val Policella was the QR code in the 7:15 and won. And now Val Policella again in the Sandown Cup Heat. These QR codes, they just keep on winning, these QR codes. So if you want to get on the QR codes, geez, they just keep getting up. I think it's 5 from 5 or somewhere like that for the greyhounds at the moment. But Tell you a good thing about Tony Zammit. We interviewed him before, Kat interviewed him before the race, and he wouldn't let her go until he wished everyone good luck in the race, right? And we just heard him talk then. And he wanted to see Palawa King Higgs. He enjoys the way he races and he enjoys racing against the best. He's just a great man with a huge heart. And, you know, those two interviews there just goes to show what type of man he is.
100% right. Couldn't be more grateful for the ride he's on at the moment. And clearly it's a ton of respect for the opposition he finds himself up against as well. But, I mean, that performance, for me, that's going to be one of my favourite races of the year, because down the back and sort of just after the catching pen, I said to you off air, I said, she's got to get moving here. But she kept coming and coming, and there was a situation there down in the front straight where she could have easily fanned off with the others and sort of got herself into a bit of froth and bubble, but she decided to take the rail. It was the right decision and chase like a demon home.
Yeah, I was just checking the all-in book and thought, how much are we going to take home here with her not making the final? I didn't think she was going to get through. We had Raiders Guide out in front. I thought he had one of the spots there, and then we had a couple going down the back straight. I think it was Osprey Athena and Irish Millie there as well. And I thought she's going to have a bit of trouble reeling them in. So they were closely bunched, and you know she was going to have to fight her way to get into second. But not only did she do that, she went straight past them. She just has a great will to win, doesn't she? She knows where the line is. She knows what she needs to do. She goes out there and she just gets it done.
That she does. We've just seen first picks win at Albion Park. Would have been nice to see her compete in heats of the Sandown Cup tonight, but instead for Rob Britton and his Victorian kennel, Unreal Speed is flying the flag and doing so in a very, very good way. Val Policella next week, Gretchen, on Friday night in the final, has the opportunity to become the 15th greyhound to surpass $1 million in prize money of the course. Fernando Bale was the first to do it back in 2015, and there hasn't been a lot of stayers since then be able to do it, which is a massive feather in the cap.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? I don't know.